Greetings, welcome back to the channel, Upward Spiral Gang. We are back, Guided Primal Sutra podcast. We're
Mhm.
doing a live stream podcast, and we're also going to do a Q&A. So if you're
Hmm.
tuning in right now, you can always reach out to us based on, yeah, if you have any questions or things that you're pondering about that you
Mhm.
wish you would have asked us, but you still haven't. Um,
So yeah, now is the time indeed. Um, how would you say, seeing how the topic is pretty much reflection,
yeah.
how would you say Primal Sutra has done or performed this year?
I'd say good. I think after like middle of the year, like maybe April, June, July, sometime during that time, we kind of kicked it off to a different level. And then what was happening is each month we were leveling it up.
Right,
And now we're at a very high passing rate.
right.
So I
So,
think
so,
there was
so
a lot of
this,
transformations during that time.
true, true. To help with the audience who are uh not adepts, let's say, or have never been adepts, let's say. So we decided to switch up the curriculum by giving every month a theme and just purely focusing on scoring high within the things that actually move the needle within that team. And it might be
Right.
different for every adept, but the general goal stay the same.
Right.
There might be 4 or 5 things that we do and everything else is just custom, right? Um, and I believe by focusing on things that actually matter, aka move the needle, you can get more out of it. So
Yeah. And
yeah,
it just helps to stay organized when we have a theme as well. And it
yes,
keeps everything compact. Yeah.
yes. Although I must confess, um, I didn't really read the December team um one. I just YOLO'd it based on the things I was gonna do anyway, and then focusing on Sedona naturally.
Somehow it ended up matching. Like, yeah,
Eh,
me too, me too. It was kind of a fluke this month, but we did it, and it was a high score for all of us. So I was like, damn, I was surprised actually.
I was
But
really
it was
surprised too.
destiny. It was destiny December. That what this month was, and I think this year the Nexus finally became like a field, a living intelligence, man. Like I stopped, looking at them as an idea that I had or something.
Mm,
Like I actually now can tap into their adaptive, omnipresent
mm,
aliveness. And yeah, so it took a lot of remembering, you could say. It took a
fair
lot
enough.
of remembering. And we also kind of crystallized our mystery school a little bit, and kind of figured out the themes of what was working for certain adepts and what wasn't. And thank goodness certain adepts got healing sessions done because that
On
really
time.
smoothened the process. Yeah, yeah.
That's true.
Um,
On the
hey
importance
there,
of,
Ellie.
hey, W. On YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube.
Okay, hey, W. Uh, on the importance of healing sessions, and I'm speaking uh towards the adepts as well as those who do or get healing practices anyway. Um, Ultimately, I believe it's your responsibility to get the healing that you need. On
Yeah,
my end, I had multiple back injuries. Sumit knows about this. Uncle Makara knows about this. I have probably spent over close to 1K in euros to figure out where the complexities lie, what exercises I need to do. Is if this is a healing thing, is the energy stuck? I had acupuncture, massages. I did the body work with Joey Lundgren. Shout out to Joey. And it's almost
you
after a
also did the
full
isolation tank, right? So
and
that I
multiple
think,
isolation tanks, indeed, or sessions with the isolation tank, just to figure it
yeah,
out. And um, Uncle Makara would attest that was a very complicated injury. Like even now, I'm
yeah,
not completely sure that it's completely healed up, especially like
mm,
lower right and the mid part, but upper back feels fantastic. Like
yeah,
the Nexus can attest, especially after grappling for 2 days. my grappling mobility is better.
Mm.
There, like I'm wilding out with triangles out of stupid positions. It's fantastic.
As we're
Um,
going into this next month of Gesture July, I think we need to focus a lot more on that aspect of just like fluidity, adaptation, playfulness, these types of things.
right. Um, because what if having fun is the nectar of life, right?
Yeah, we've always called it jazz as a metaphor
Yeah, back
because
in
it
the
really
field.
is.
Because you can make a mistake and sulk about
But
it.
it's part of the art.
But what if you indeed look at making a mistake, seeing a part of the art, and then seeing how the music changes? It's like you're
Mm,
playing music, I'm doing a different instrument, you play a wrong note, and then I make the note work somehow.
yeah, totally. Yeah.
And I believe, and then looking back at the whole year, which was pretty fucking rough for me as well as man.
Hmm.
Um, we had to almost play by ear at times,
Yeah.
be it unhexing, hexing, developing our character, developing with the adepts. Um, at some point, I had my doubts whether the Sedona trip would even happen, and somehow we
Mm.
made it work. Right? Had to figure out not just the money situation, but for sure the spiritual parts, because I believe you were being stopped for whatever reason. I was having a good time for travel wise, and oh,
There's a
I
lot of logistical things there.
oh
Yeah, for sure.
so many. I almost didn't get my visa on time.
Right. You're worried about that. Like, fuck. Yeah, I
And I
remember that. Yeah.
remember being in the car driving and getting called by the travel agency, and I had to on the phone figure out how to uh like like get my information from PDF to an Excel, from an Excel, and somehow
Mm.
send it to um the travel agency, and then he called me again, and it couldn't open the Excel, which is ridiculous. And then I figured, okay, I'll send you screenshots, and then it worked.
Yeah.
And
There's
it
always a
was
resistance before a big adventure, though. Like I've known that for a while. It's just we can't let that chaos come into the field, otherwise it's gonna kind of run the engine for us. And
right.
Claudia's here in the comments. She says this year was, and she mind blown emoji. Yeah, it was. It was really full of like rebirths and
Oof.
constant rebirths, just
Yeah.
like ego death after ego death after ego death, and it's like, okay, I guess I just have to surrender to this at this point. Like I
So
can't keep micromanaging my character work. Like I just have to get back into my core essence, my
so
baseline.
just to clarify, what is the difference between surrendering and being passive?
Well, surrendering is still intentional because you're surrendering to
Mm,
the Tao, you're surrendering to the greater intelligence than
right,
your own intelligence. So it's I'd say it's not passive because you're almost constructing or cultivating that consciousness. You're not just there, you know? Because if you're just there, then you're not really intentionally surrendering to the moment, right? You're just living. But if
right.
you're surrendering, then it's like a letting go, a constant letting go moment to moment, which is tough. It's a journey.
What would you say was the hardest thing for you to surrender to?
Mm. This path, this spiritual
Okay,
path, I'd
okay,
say,
okay,
because it
okay.
completely blew the lid off of anything that I thought was possible. Um, Yeah, I always thought that spirituality had to be a very specific niche way. I did not know that
Mm.
it could be this creative and so eclectic, like a incredible just moments, Ellie's saying it was a test and a level up. Oh, for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Remember
Yeah.
when I was at the last client of mine? Like
Yeah.
the fucking ridiculousness of the situation and having to that
Yeah.
for me the hardest. Like surrender, be consultants, but surrender with intent in that sense that these are my boundaries. I am a
Yeah.
consultant. I'm there to do a job. Whatever happens around me is just bonus shadow work. I will not allow myself to get triggered. That was tough.
Right. Right. Someone sent me a message just, earlier today and they were like, you are my savior and stuff like this. And
Whoa, whoa.
I immediately shut him down and I was like, take care, brother. I'm not your savior, but I'm the spark. You will be the one that stands up and saves yourself. So it's like you can't just be the one that, people rely on or like make you the guru or make you the king in that certain way. You have to always like understand that you're just a spark, just like any of us is a spark or a catalyst towards
Truth,
Source or God, right?
truth.
So that's all I can do, man. I just point people towards the right direction. Like go over there, not there.
Right.
That's
By
it.
pointing, by being the example, I would like to add on to what you're saying and mostly speaking
Hmm.
towards those who are
Yeah,
listening and might listen to this in the future. Um,
sure.
no one can save you. Well, context dependent, of course. If it's like a fire in the building and it's a firefighter, he's gonna save you, etc., etc., etc. But when it
Hmm.
comes to your life, that's your business. And if it's your business, it's your responsibility. And it's then your
Right.
responsibility to find the people that you need for your business team, your spouse, your children, the friends you need for your business. What kind of business do you want to have? And that's your business, not mine. I'm just here to mind my own. And if I get hired, of course I'll help you out.
Mm.
But even more than that, if I, by merely setting a good example, by showing my character, can inspire others, then I'm doing more than magic or spirituality could ever do. Because you're then lighting that fire within and they can, figure it out themselves.
You shall know them by their
They should
fruits.
know the body
Yeah.
fruit, and he who carries his cross from a place of inspiration
Mhm.
instead of duty will carry his cross further because it's fun for him or her or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I truly believe that all of mysticism, and this might be a bit controversial for me to say, all of mysticism is junior to the character of the practitioner.
Mm.
That's what I believe. Now, you might go against it or whatever, that's your choice. But here's the thing. You can be good at fighting and still be a piece of shit. You can be
Yeah.
good at spirituality
Mm.
and be an absolute garbage human being. And that's why I
Yeah.
keep preaching character comes more from me. You could be a total
Mm.
beginner and wouldn't even know how to meditate and have this heart of gold and it's just this forthrightness and a genuinely pleasant human being to be around, and you bring a lot of joy to yourself and the people around you. I'd rather have him or her in my circle, not even as an adept, just in my circle, and have a super experienced guru or whatnot that's behind the scenes a complete, douchebag. I don't need
Mm.
that. And if
Mm.
those types of douchebags are listening, fuck off. Genuinely, because you're these are the reasons why scandals happens, right? Because they didn't
Mm.
handle the shadow work.
Yeah, they give spirituality a bad name, really, though, because
Exactly.
they
It's
start
like,
off with good intentions, but hey, road to intentions are paved to hell or whatever they say, right? So
uh,
it's like
yeah, the road to hell is
good
paved with good
intention,
intentions. Yeah.
good intentions, right, right, right. So it's like that is definitely an important point, that character over the mystical like techniques or like the tools or like the things you're collecting, right? It's more so like who you're being
Right.
that determines what tools you use in the first place. So it's like,
Now,
yeah, you gotta have the
this
character
is
first.
this is something we've talked about roughly plus minus after the Sedona event.
Yeah.
It is not enough to learn and to parrot the mystical teachings of any path. You must make it part of your character. What use is it to
Yeah,
know
you
of a
gotta
hammer?
digest it, right? Yeah.
Right. What use is it to know of a hammer and not, you know, use it? Like when we
Yeah.
were little, like we hit a nail on the head a few times, to figure out, hey,
I mean, yeah,
what can we break with it?
you can like burp up some Rumi quotes, but doesn't make that satiation, that full meal effect,
Right,
because it's like everybody's doing it, and it's like when it's the more personal it is, the more universal it is. And I truly think that if you have a very close relationship to God, a personal one, it's actually universal. Like
right,
everybody understands that feeling or whatever that is, right?
right.
This higher intelligence. And yeah, what's coming up for you?
I just have to say this from someone who I used to consider my friend and dear mentor. I would rather have one solid woman than a bunch of hoes. And that's true because back in the day when I was dating a lot, my career life and my dating life were completely unaligned. Like I realized
Hmm.
managing all of this was too much, and then I realized I must become a different human being because that's not
Yeah,
for me. And then,
yeah.
and it's a funny story, don't get me wrong. And because now, I've been through it and now I
Another
realize
problem, quantum shift. Another problem, quantum shift.
it's
Yeah, it's
always
like
so choose your problems. Choose your problems
choose your
wisely.
problems. Yeah, yeah, that's a good
That
one.
might be
It's like
a
pick your
quotable.
battles, kind of. Yeah.
And
Yo,
choose your
it's
problems.
true. Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
do you want the
Choose,
crazy chick or would you rather have?
yeah,
Although
choose
Sumit
your
and I,
puzzle.
the first two letters that caught me off guard. Anyway, three letters, I mean. I wanted to make a joke about before you and I were podcasting today. We spoke about uh my karma on attracting crazy bitches, and because I just somehow, because you
You're
know
a
what I mean?
magnet.
For whatever reason, I don't know, because and we can only um speculate
Right.
uh that I might have been a crazy motherfucker, a crazy woman in my last life or something, because that's the only explanation that I have.
You're a
Uh,
diva, yeah, bro.
oh, for
All
sure,
right.
for sure. In any life, I would be. Um,
Let's see the comments. So, Ellie's saying, in the end, I take everything positively, no pain, no gain. Claudia says, a year of a lot of mirrors for myself and or
mm,
the people close to me. Right on double E. Who them? Hi, Claudia. Okay, fires, hundreds. Knowledge without action is useless. Absolutely. Mm,
I see. I see. We're roughly at the 50-minute mark. 50, I mean
yeah.
20-minute mark. Any
Well,
closing
I
s
just
What's
Well,
up?
not closing statements per se, because this is going to be extended on
Ah, right,
for
right, that's
I
true.
think an hour. But what I would say is like the chakra work that we've done. is actually next level. Like I don't think anybody like no more aesthetic chakras, right? It's like each has a specific purpose. Like heart is a coherence field. Throat is like timeline editing almost, or in some weird way. Third eye
Right,
is like
it's
patterns or
speaking
sight.
reality, and reality can be placed by
Yeah.
the term timeline. Yeah,
Because originally, when I read like Eastern Body, Western Mind, and I was looking at all the chakra system and stuff like this, I never looked at it as operational technology, always just as belief systems or like, something just to learn about under these, mechanics of the body or something like that. But now I see this as this alive, like operational tech where I can actually choose what my chakras do. Like that's a game changer because with our intention, attention, and will, we can move these chakras around. We can expand it. We can shrink it down. We can use our imaginations to make our chakras a part of our life.
right,
And I think that imaginal yoga thing is coming back so much because that's how it started. That's how the dragon yoga started for me. Me just imagining I have dragon wings. How would I do yoga different if I had dragon wings and a tail, right? And it came through that and exploring that I actually started to create these motions that would create this like um way to bring up charisma in the body, right? So to create a link between the sacral and the throat. And it was just through that tech, right, and that intention that suddenly all these movements got created by my spirit guides. And I was just like, all right, I guess I'm doing this for a week or a month, right?
right.
And yeah, this is wild. It's so
Um,
experimental and like we always have to keep shifting and adapting as the new technologies come in. But I think ultimately it's just been about that. Like I think New Zealand was a great catalyst for last year
okay.
into this next year.
Oh, for
Um,
sure. New Zealand was tough.
yeah,
New Zealand was a tough challenge. Big island, lot of time invested in road tripping. Um, we got to experience, how would you say this? The battlefield, the spiritual battlefield life. Like anything can happen at any time for
yeah,
real. And I would say Sedona was pretty tame compared to that.
for
Besides the
sure.
fact
Yeah.
that we clearly had 2 or 3 encounters um, with, how would you say this in the nicest way possible? Clearly,
Maleficent beings or
nah, remember that weird chick, a weird old granny at the Irish pub?
you
Like,
mean the witch? Yeah.
yeah, yeah, but you have witches. This is clearly one of the bad ones. Hey, your mic cut off. No, I can't hear you. I can reach your lips. So funny how this happened, just right as I mentioned this part. Should we is this like the cue to stop for the live one, or what are we doing?
I'm trying it again.
Oh, you're back. You're back.
Wait, now I
Huh.
can't hear you. Like,
Are you
okay, wait one second.
serious?
Um,
Uh
this is too funny. All right,
uh
yeah, I'm back. I'm back, guys.
okay. Yeah, okay. Good to
Yeah,
have you. Anyway, part of spiritual hygiene is keeping yourself safe at all times. It's the whole finding arts thing. Uh,
that's a real motto, not YOLO. Yeah.
right, keep yourself safe at all times. Like there was
Mhm.
definitely like 2 moments recalling back in uh maybe even more, but definitely like in Phoenix at that Wendy's, and then in Sedona at that Irish pub. Man, when just clear darkness, clear, whoa, you whatever you have sold it for sure. And
Mm.
just this disgust towards us. I'm like, what's this about?
Yeah, it's like ancestral almost. Remember we went to that hotel in New Zealand that they rejected us because we're Indian or whatever?
Oh,
Like, I was like, what
yeah.
the?
And here's the thing, that the room prices were fucking affordable. I have no
All the
clue.
staff were Indian. What the fuck are you guys talking
All the
about?
staff were
Like,
Indian, by the way. Indian, you know,
yeah,
Latin oriented or Samoan, Maori oriented. And you had this Karen, it's the best way I can say this, was clearly drunk of power. And
okay,
I found it funny how you reacted different to I. And I looked at it and I just smiled and wished her a fantastic day and I just bounced. And then in the car, we had
yeah,
like a bit of an argument, like, oh, we should have done this and this. And I'm like, nah, fuck it, bro. Fuck it. And where did
yeah.
we
It's not
go?
even worth it.
We
Yeah,
went and got it was in essence a resort. We paid the same price for a very luxurious room. And wouldn't you fucking know it? Besides the fact that I almost punched you in the face because you reacted to Haru's energy getting aggressive,
yeah. I remember.
and we had to go out, leave the hotel room, and just go on basically a demon hunt, yeah. And I don't exactly know why they were in the area. I just know we're not gonna tolerate it. And I distinctly
Yeah,
remember us first having some McDonald's, figuring out a game plan, like, okay, looking at Google Maps, what is the rough terrain that we need to cross, and just
yeah.
go. No candles, no nothing, just whatever
I
you
don't think
want.
I've ever seen Horus's rage that much, like in my life. Like it was so difficult to control that even that I was like, fuck, what if I actually do something to Ranji? Like, fuck, like,
I would
and
be both confused
yeah,
and and I would have to make a very annoying decision. Because I'm like,
right.
okay,
But it was
like
nice because we were both in motion. Because I thought, like, okay, what's the logical thing to do? Walk this out, talk this out as bros. Like, there's no other way to like kind of meet at the middle in terms of something like this happening. So Ryan just made a very small comment like, bro, don't walk with your shoes inside, right? Or something
which
like
is
that.
fair, right?
Which is a fair comment. Like, it's fine.
And then
Blood
you
rushed up to
exploded. I
my
was like,
third eye and it was like pulsing out. And what did I say to you? Did I say
I
fuck
don't
off or
remember.
what
I
did it?
just remember just an
It was
avalanche
just
of
a
like rage, like
crashing.
whoa.
Yeah.
And mind you,
Yeah.
it's already like 11 p.m. I am feeling
Yeah. It's like
completely worn out, and I'm just staring at Sumit like, what is did I miss something in this exchange? Is it
right.
because last time I remember us Indians leave shoes at the door, you know?
Right, right,
And
right.
I'm just so confused, and I'm like, uh,
He's trying to
maybe
logically figure out what's going on when there's this metaphysical fucking thing happening in the
exactly, right?
background.
But one
And
of
it's
us needs
like,
to
yeah,
stay logical, right?
right, right. That's
And
true.
I did ask myself, worst case scenario, Sumit got compromised somehow because remember when we entered the resort, you have those automatic the automatic doors, right? And there
Yeah,
was a distinct moment where they opened and
by itself.
nothing came in. Well, we knew it
Yeah.
was clearly something else, and we clearly got goosebumps. And
So
the
the guy
Maori
that worked
guy
there just treated it casually. Yeah.
casually gets like, "Oh, yeah, must be one of the guests or whatever." And I stared at him and like, I guess this is this kind of place. Bringing
He's
it
like,
back
yeah,
to
it's probably those flies or insects again or something like that.
yeah,
And
like casually, and I'm like,
like an insect kind of let it censor, like fucking open a
to be
door.
fair, they
Like,
do have big ass mods there, big mods.
okay,
So,
yeah, that's true.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Indiana Jones style moths. Yeah, they have
yeah,
big
like
ones. Yeah.
big as your hand. Like, if you don't like
Oh,
bugs,
cool.
don't go to Australia. That's
Really? My dad says the protein of the future, bro.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Fair enough. And
Any questions from the audience? Anybody who's tuning in? Any like things that you
should
guys are wondering about or
should I ask the question my mom asked?
no?
No, okay.
It's not
To
rating strong, but if you want to, I'm
no,
not
no,
like,
no, 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 no. This might be a little bit too much. Um,
okay. But
I remember, so bring it back to that resort. We went to a room, great room, bathtub and everything. Great facilities. A lot of cushions, by the way. And I remember you flipping out, or not flipping out, just having this bloodlust. So much so that you
yeah,
had to walk out. And I remember going, okay, worst case scenario, submit this compromise somehow. Which should be impossible given, well, extremely difficult seeing how we have all these like layers of protections and puzzles and
you're right.
it would be insane to invest so much into having a compromise. So I figured, okay, let's take a stance.
Uh, you froze, brother. Oh,
I'm back. Okay, cool.
yeah.
Um, see how you react, because if I'm going to do something, it's gonna be a fast arm drag towards, say, a back take, and I'm just gonna choke you
I
out
know
fast.
you were already looking towards what moves you're gonna do. I could tell,
Like
like in your
I
mind.
was just observing you, like,
How do I plan
okay.
this out? Fuck.
I was like, and this dilemma of like, are we seriously gonna do this? Is this what I
The
trained for?
dilemma of being a fighter, like, man, like I have to use my
And
skills
you
now.
out of all people, like,
Fuck.
ah, Jesus. And because if I had to have to do it, I have to commit. I
Yeah,
have to, because we can't have two people injured on this trip. One is enough, you know?
right. So what was going on essentially was like Horus's energy had picked up these like very
Mhm.
maleficent beings in the area that were like kind of coming through in that exact moment that Ryan told me to put the shoes out or whatever. And his energy just shot up. And maybe he was trying to do something with that energy, like protect us or try to think, but
I
it
can
just
imagine.
all I translated was rage. Like, so that's what came out. And
Well,
so I was like, okay, I'm gonna let this play out, this movie play out right now. Not gonna put any, conclusions on it.
fair
And then
enough.
we've kind of figured it out. Yeah.
Looking back, I was pretty, uh, I wouldn't say exhausted, but just like, okay. So the
Here
thing
we
I
go
thought it
again. Yeah,
was,
yeah. Yeah.
the thing I thought it was, wasn't it? You finally had like a weird moment of like, first you had like raging Sumid, and then moment of clarity Sumid, and then I just kind of looked at you as like, I need to have something in my system because I could already tell we were gonna do something. And as you're talking, I realize, okay, something's in the area. I didn't know they were going through at that moment. And then you
Yeah.
activated Hero, I activated Montu, and I could just tap into just justified rage. And I
Mm.
remember going like, oh, now I get it. Because like 5 minutes before that, I was very confused about the shoe
Yeah.
situation. You know, I was like,
Right, right.
Listen, bro, if you want, if it's that big of a
This isn't
problem,
about shoes, man. Like, fuck.
what's the deal, bro?"
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we
then we
could laugh
hugged it
about it
though.
now, but it was intense. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just curious. because it's been like a year since then. Why did they come
Mm.
true at that moment? Were they trying to attack us? Or was just like a migration of sorts?
I don't know if they were targeting us specifically. Maybe they
Uh-huh.
were coming through or something, but in any case, like I don't know. I usually am very sovereign and I have control over my guides, like they listen to me, they
There's a
tell me
good
exactly like
collaboration, right?
it's a good collaboration, right? But in this moment it was just like maybe they spiked something or in my aura or I don't know what happened, but it was like a bloodlust, like a
So
whoosh, rushed
so
up to
my
my head.
hunch is the same thing when you see like street dogs coming too close. You just have to make a statement
Yeah.
like, bro, if you get too close, I'm gonna kill you. So that's the most logical answer given the situation.
Mm.
So if they were gonna do something, we probably, besides the fact that we went overkill, because you usually do, um, I think we were brought to that environment, that specific environment, to do
Mm.
work. Because it almost seems
Likely.
too coincidental. Like the
Yeah.
timing, and we traveled all the way back, well, to a nearby McDonald's that's connected to like a city street or whatever. And I remember just getting my energy back and then sending out the obvious devouring guide, so to speak, and seeing visions
Mm.
of these cloaked beings, like very shadowy, very like uh witches from Snow White, sneaky and ugly, like pretending to be one thing, but they're actually very maleficent. And
Mm.
then Akura uh, and others, of course, are giving me these visuals, and I'm like, destroy them all for all I can.
Mm.
And I
That's interesting.
remember,
I also got that from the visualization of like I saw them almost like they were trying to hide their imperfections in a certain way. Like they didn't want to be seen as who they were. So they were
right,
trying to like cloak, yeah.
which, and their imperfections is where their maleficence lie,
Mm.
right? And
They're like
it
the
was
hooks or whatever, yeah.
something like that.
Mm.
Something like that. Yeah.
Interesting.
I will say that Sedona has been the complete opposite.
The most positive event we've been to so far. Like
The
the
safest,
safest, yeah, very politically correct, you know.
like I only had to activate my devouring beings once.
And honestly did not feel like America to me. Like that
Nah,
place did not feel American. It felt like
nah.
some other realm, like a dimension or something that we entered.
It was different. It was different. Would I say it was worth the investments that we've made, both financially and etc.? I would say so. I would say so. Hindsight, uh, hindsight, I'm wondering whether it was better to get the car first or whatever, but you know what? We'll leave it to divine timing. And
Yeah, and I also
that
think we can't really know yet. Like it's gonna obviously bleed into the next few months
obviously, right?
and we're gonna know by then, yeah, as we
Right,
integrate
because
it
again,
better.
looking back at the patrons, the Bali event built became the blueprint for the Costa Rica event, which became the
Mm.
blueprint because it was the first time where I was driving road trip style across Costa Rica from coast to coast. And so that was cool, and up the mountains, and that became the foundation for the New Zealand trip because we were driving every fucking where. Thank God the gas was cheaper in New Zealand. And then
Yeah.
Sedona was just all of that brought to one unique village, I suppose, because after driving that strip a few times, you kind of like, oh, this place isn't that big. It's very
Yeah.
well kept. There's a clearly a low crime rate.
Everything's
Ju-
kind of driving distance. Like, yeah, it's
yeah,
really
I
easy
would
to
even
get
say
to like the
walking
grocery
distance
store.
because we were like a grocery
Yeah,
store
yeah,
across us.
yeah.
And I would say the place we had in Sedona would rival, luxury wise, uh, the Bali place that we were staying at, based on the
Mm,
fact that
yeah.
we had an extra, like we had a swimming pool, we had two hot tubs, whatever it's called, uh, direct access to community. Like I
That was
remember,
very water centric though, that event. So that we actually needed that pool and
yeah,
to do the rituals and
in
so
Bali, you
forth. So
mean?
in Bali, yeah.
Yeah,
Like that was very water centric. And then in Costa Rica, was it what was the chakra we were focusing on then? It was the
sacral.
sacral, right?
Yeah.
And the sacral, yeah. So I guess we just kind of like stacked it one on top of another, right? Like it was
Hey, the woman I'm thinking of, was she connected to a jester being?
yeah,
Ah, that's why it happened. Because,
a yoga or yeah.
right? Because I remember, and that's the first time I met Wade, we all three of us got caught off guard being flashed by this woman just out of nowhere, like no context, no nothing. No,
Mm.
just we were like so confused. And anything else? From the New Zealand one, I would say we were very well protected by those we were in contact with.
Mm.
I, the moment we left that resort to go back home, I think, um, we left at the right time because then we managed to figure out we left such a a void because we killed a lot of, maleficent beings there that like scouts were being sent and just investigating things. So we left at the right time.
Yeah. The astral world felt very eerie over there, like to be
Yeah.
honest, because I hadn't experienced, I had no experience with those kinds of beings, like the ones that we came across. I was like, we have to research this. Like, let's actually Google and like WikiHow what the fuck is going on.
Oh,
Not
in Costa
WikiHow,
Rica,
but
you mean, or in New Zealand?
yeah, yeah. Because remember, we had to pull out the laptop and like look up all of these different beings that were showing up around that spot,
Was
and
that when uh all the electricity at our block fell out in Costa Rica? Remember that the
yes,
motel we stayed at?
yes.
We got
Yeah, yeah,
lucky, by the way, at that motel because we were like exactly enough places and we could just rent that room that those with those bunk beds was
yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
And I remember at that same night we got had encounters with whistling wraiths. Ye- You almost got in a fight with a bouncer, which was wild to me. Wild to me. Like so.
I wasn't even gonna start a fight like but he was aggressive and you were gonna fight for me, I feel
Well,
like.
I was gonna choke him out because one, not only is he shorter than me, uh, he has an attitude problem. I was very ready to check. The thing is, if we fight, there's two big ass monsters downstairs, and I know for a fact that I cannot generate nearly enough power in my
Right. And
body.
also we're not like locals there, you know what I mean? So it's like we don't have the backup first and
No,
foremost, and secondly,
but
we don't
here's the
yeah,
thing,
the
right, Simit?
premises are weird.
You
Too
are
many people in the
smoking
place.
right under a do not smoke
No
sign,
smoking.
and I'm just looking at you and going, what is happening right now? Was the guy being overly aggressive?
I actually
Yes.
did not see the sign, so that was my fault, yeah,
And plus
for
the
sure.
other people were smoking too. So What's
Yeah, what
happening?
was the big deal? Why did he point me out of all the other people that
Well,
were there? Like,
well, one, definitely because we're Indian. Two, he had like toxic Garuda connections, and we weren't. It's only after we came back home, you India,
oh yeah, we'd
the
strengthen the
Netherlands,
whole
we
Naga
had to
energies in Bali.
exactly
Yeah.
and figure out how the Garuda fits in all of this and etc. And maybe,
Yeah, that was pivotal because I
right?
remember even Wade's tattoo had a Garuda on it, I remember, and it started to like help us clarify a few things that were missing or like there was some like loose pieces in our tech, but once we
For sure.
realized that okay, we have to like fuse these energies together. We can't keep having them combat each other. Otherwise, they're just gonna split us. Um, so we realized the Nagaruda, it's the Asura Deva. It is that,
It has
shadow
always
and
been
light.
one thing. It's always two
It's always
sides of the
one.
same thing. It's
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, I will say that if I choked him out, we would never be going back there.
I actually want to look up more about Nagakanya that Will was talking about because I found that really fascinating actually how he was able to transmute that with the red Garuda and those energies.
Ah, right.
So
The homework I'm
that's
supposed to be
amazing,
doing. I still haven't bought the
right?
book. Ah,
Yeah. And
ah,
Lunta, right? It was the horse, the
Lunta.
wind horse. Yeah. So the
Ah,
fire horse year is coming up, which basically means that it's going to be all about momentum and like the drive that we have. And so you can't be stagnant next year.
right.
Try not to be too super stagnant or sedentary. Try and move around a bit.
So
That
this
will
year
help a
would have
lot.
been about letting go of as much baggage as you can.
Yeah.
I think we've done the more important parts. The thing I would do
Well,
extra is
there's
like,
no baggage on Kundalini Airlines
there's
anyway.
no baggage on
So
Canadian Airlines. No, it's more so cleaning up so that you can perform optimally next year. It is going to
yeah.
be a heavy fire year, so understand that your emotions might go nuts a bit. But seeing
Mm.
how horses are connected to the Neptune energy, if you're going to do anything, do it from a do it from a good place, but also have them aligned to where you want to be at
Yeah.
the
Righteous audacity is the theme. Like
right,
really
so right.
just yeah, like a boldness that changes the planet kind
Yeah,
of energy. So
fair enough.
if
Do you
you
have any
tune into that,
questions
you'll
on
understand the code.
YouTube?
Any questions on YouTube? Nope, no questions I'm seeing
Okay,
unless I need to reload it. Let me reload the page.
reload it real quick. Anything else that's coming to mind? I would say Sedona, adventure-wise, was
Mm,
significantly boring compared to the other ones. But maybe it's
mm,
because I am used to a level of tension and
mm.
almost like spiritual drama that I wasn't seeing. And it wasn't like I was seeking it out per se, because usually these things happen anyway. And I was, especially like in the first few days there, I was getting so paranoid, like, we're not gonna get haunted? Okay, no hexing? Okay, no
No
random,
issues, yeah.
no issues. And it was so unnaturally safe that I had to learn to surrender to the good things.
Right, right.
And
Is
I remember, I remember you telling me like, bro, Sedona is a mirror. Chill the fuck
yeah.
out,
Yeah,
enjoy. And I just figured, fuck it, I'm gonna leave the playing to you. I need to plug my charger real quick. Is anything coming up for you soon?
all good. What's coming up for me is like Sedona wasn't a trip. It was definitely a mirror amplifier, and what wasn't aligned or surfaced, what was true ignited, and yeah, it was the Earth's root chakra doesn't coddle you, right?
Oh, for
It
sure.
doesn't like baby you. It just puts you right in the truth, like boom, this is what it is. You got
That's true. That's true.
let my
You cannot
nervous
lie.
system acclimatize to this like ease and like effortlessness for a little bit instead of this constant like micromanagement that we do in
Uh,
our day-to-day lives.
was it also tough for you when you got back in India?
Yeah. Yeah. Just to integrate all of that high frequency, bro, in this
Ah,
environment, it was tough. It was really tough.
it was a
Because it's like no one was
nightmare.
reflecting it back to me. And I was
No,
like, fuck,
no.
they weren't having
I was
it.
almost disgusted by low formations and whatnot, and it's just
Mm.
what am I even doing? I remember, you know, the first thing I had in the Netherlands when I came back was McDonald's because I was starved out and that was the only thing that was left open. I just
Oh
wanted to
man,
go to
that's
sleep, man.
it's tough when that happens when you're flying. It's like that's the only 24-hour place. Like really? Is this how
Yeah,
the world is designed? Like you're low on
well,
fuel, it's late at night and you have to go to the most unhealthy joint to like get a fix. Like, hey, it is what it is, but
it is
still
what it
it's
is.
like why not like yeah, popularized healthy place that's open 24/7 like
Yeah, because that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. No.
yeah, I guess healthy people are more disciplined or
Yeah,
whatever.
why are
But
you up so late?
right, exactly. Yeah.
Oh
Maybe for the night
man,
shift people or something, but yeah.
probably,
Um,
probably. Nah.
like they have delivery here, I think past midnight for like groceries and stuff. Like, I don't know
I
how they
see.
do that, but they probably have like a small store open somewhere where they just keep the essential stuff.
I can imagine.
Um, but yeah, anyway, guys, if you have any questions, particularly related to like spirituality, peak performance, something related to mysticism, or perhaps relationships, health, wealth maxing, whatever you guys want to ask, we're open to it. But keep
Ah,
it on theme, keep it in terms of the new year and
okay,
so forth.
okay,
And
okay. I got some. Um, I realized that a hardened heart doesn't make sense.
hardened heart.
Yes.
Hmm.
Just merely having thick skin isn't enough. You must also
Right.
have this playfulness, this just genuine care, that feels energy, right? To which extent have I already figured out my personal heart chakra program for next year?
Like 60%.
Okay, okay. Well, that's a good start. That's a good start.
Yeah.
But that only means I'm missing some elements.
Yeah.
That's at least a passing grade.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's good. I think like yeah, and the thing about the hardened heart is like a lot of us are taught to do that as a survival, right? Like that's our just coping mechanisms a lot of times. So it's a real challenge in just remaining strong and being process oriented even when
Yeah,
you're being vulnerable. Like because if you're just being vulnerable for the sake of it, like you're just venting and complaining, right? At
yeah.
some point.
Nothing productive will happen.
It's not productive. But if you're like, hey, I really want to get rid of this thing that keep having trouble with this one thing, right? And you're being vulnerable, then you have a direction where you can actually pull that thing. You can help solve it perhaps, or do something with it. So that's how I would say to frame that, because we put up a lot of heart walls for a lot of shit, just because of our past. But I think it's
Which isn't unjustified, those walls exist for a good reason. These walls
right.
exist to protect us. However, um, these walls also become a heavy burden to carry at some point, right?
Yeah.
If um, how would you call this again? An air balloon or whatever it's called. If you want to rise, you must let go of the baggage. And usually, what they do is they would drop sandbags or whatever, right? And it's
Mm.
kind of the same thing. Now, I'm not saying don't protect yourself. obviously protect yourself. What I am saying is, if you're gonna open up anyway, be ready to give and take.
Yeah.
Be ready to give and take.
Yeah, and honestly I have to thank Ellie for opening my heart chakra because it was very closed. It's still, I mean, it's still a little bit closed at times because it keeps running these old survival loops. And I see them and I'm like, that's not my personality. Like that's not who I want to choose to be
I can
because
see that.
it's a reactive fragment of me. It is not my
That's correct.
authentic core, right? So it's like that's really the key here.
I mean, I can't exactly
Welcome
blame
all the
you.
parts back home, you know? It's like, yeah,
Exactly. And then take those parts and bring it to source. Look how long it's taken for me to even get over my last ex. Like and
man.
I went completely monk mode on a lot of things just to make sense of this insanity, right?
Yeah.
And now I have to face, well, surrender to the fact that it is inevitable that uh well, not only will I get into a new relationship, um I might be getting set up for marriage quicker than I'm even ready for, based
Mm,
on uh y- I mean, even the story that about yesterday that I told you before the podcast, like the even odder synchronicities that are not coming
mm,
from me just driving somewhere and seeing something, but like in my vicinity at work, just these random patterns of, oh, I have no choice in this matter.
mm.
I am
If
being
she
prepared for.
if she was watching this episode right now, what would you tell her, or what would be the message that
Oh,
you want
god
to
damn it,
leave with?
Simi. Why you put me on the spot? Oh boy.
In one word or one like just make it simple for you. You don't have to give us a whole like speech or something.
Good. That's also like, bro, you're catching me
Yeah.
like way off guard here, man. Like I am,
And it's live, you know?
and
Fuck,
it's
I can't even take it
live.
back. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
hmm. I would say I forgot what the name is, but if would it be Evergreen or Green Garden or whatever, that song, I knew I loved you before I met you.
Mm,
And that's all it has to be. I loved
mm,
you before I even met you. That's all it is.
mm,
Mm.
mm. Nice. There's special code in that for sure. Baby,
Shut up,
come
Shima.
back. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, you put me
Yeah.
on you put me in a rough position right there. God damn it. I was like,
Hey, and it's happening right when the year ends.
uh,
That's
uh,
fantastic. But yeah, you went through a whole like it was almost like a roller coaster or maybe a washing machine to be honest. But
what,
um,
this year?
yeah,
Yeah, like this was not a fun year for me. It almost felt like was going to my enemy year. Like there were so many obstacles to overcome, to
yeah.
surrender to, and maneuvering, and like
But it's all
like
refinement, right? It's all just like chiseling away at our insecurities and like different
if
things coming
it
up.
wasn't for that disastrous breakup, if it wasn't for by far the most toxic uh project that ever, well,
Mm,
two toxic projects, what am I talking about? I
right,
would not have reached such a high level of shadow work to the point where I'm really being a shadowmancer.
right. Mm. Wait, did you freeze? RNG? Yeah, he's froze. Or did I freeze? No, I think I'm still alive. Ryan G, you're
No, no,
back.
I froze. I am
Okay.
back. God, I really need to buy a better router. Anyway,
Yeah.
where did I stop?
Um, what were we talking about?
I was talking
Um,
about if it wasn't for all these obstacles from the
yeah.
disastrous breakup, the ridiculousness of a client project, just like they shot themselves multiple times in their own foot, firing me from that project. It was
Yeah.
the most ego trip, the biggest ego trip I've ever seen in a while. I'm like, not only are you wrong, but you're wrong twice. So I
Mm,
just went away, and then the toxicity of an internal project, and having to keep myself grounded and focus on the bigger picture to make sure we got the job done. And that's
yeah.
not even including the drama at grappling,
Mm,
finding out one of my coaches, former coaches, one of his spirit guides has completely taken over his life, and just learning to be at peace with certain things, and just letting things go, and should anything trigger me, right? Just handling it immediately within a moment. The toughest moment of shadow work was when I was with two people, one being the hiring manager, the other being the team lead, and me just being roasted, having
mm,
to defend myself with pure facts, and then observing the inner triggers and my shadows just wanting to come up and murder both of them. And I was almost amused by the fact that I could see these very tall, huge men um be weirded out and almost taken aback that I'm just so chill about shit.
mm.
Right? Am I saying that right? Did I see that correctly,
Yeah,
Samantha?
yeah, 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 I would say so. Because I think a lot of people they carry like a lot of stories on their back. Like, like it has to mean this because in third grade this happened and this, it's like
Oh,
so many layers on top of layers on top of layers that we miss out on our essential core of like what we're actually wanting or like, you know,
the
our true
funniest thing about that
desires.
project was when my both my managers went to the client to check to see what's happening, and they came back. They had two intense sessions. One of them pretty much concluded, not only did I do a good job, I did my job too well. And I was like, what does that even mean? What do you,
Right.
they're paying us a lot of money for this. Yeah, but you did it
Hey
too
brother,
well.
my dad's event is starting. He's doing a meditation, so I'll be
Ah,
present for
right
that.
then, now let's focus on the closing remarks.
Yep.
It is up to you to make sure that you have a good ending of this year. So whatever you do, be it a ritual or spending time with family, make it count. Not just for them, but for you. Have a lot of fun. Start this start these last few hours or end these last few
Mm,
hours with a lot of fun, and joy, and
yeah.
gratitude for whatever this year has brought, even if it's been nothing but hard ass lessons. So what? You, Submit?
Yeah. Yeah, man, I would just say this is like the era of joyful leadership. Like the whole hustle culture is dying. We all see it. We can't keep, pushing rock up the mountain. We got to create stuff with UFOs now. So let's get it upward spiral, let's keep winning and may we never be the same again. May the